Okay, hey y'all, I'm back again, my third video tonight. I ain't got a whole lot to do, but anyway, this is going to be a 3-month follow-up review on my bk2. I've had it on my hip every day since Christmas morning, and it is part of my EDC. I know a lot of people say, oh, the bk2 is too big, too bulky, too heavy, a lot of EDC, and I just disagree. The whole concept behind it is a survival knife, and what makes you think you're always going to be able to run out and grab a pack or grab your bug out bag, or how often are you going to find yourself being able to procure your survival system? So I'm at least going to have my survival knife, my standard EDC stuff that I've got on me. Right now I'm at work, so I don't have everything on me, but I am allowed to have my knives. So the two knives that I've always got on me are both fixed blades, and since I'm talking about the bk2, I'll start with that. This is exactly how I carry it. Let me turn right here. Right behind my right hip with the tech lock, so it does kind of ride high. Yeah, it is what it is. But as you can see, also in my front pocket, I've got this piece of black paracord dangling out here. That is my bk14. I keep it right there with that little piece. I can always get to it. Little piece of paracord, no big deal. I don't wear it around my neck or anything like that. I'm against having anything on my neck, whether it be a compass, whistle, fire steel, knife, just anything, because I don't want to fall or have anything, end up hanging myself or killing myself, breaking my neck, whatever the situation might be. But even with some of those cord locks, and people say, oh, put the friction cord lock on it, and that way if you snag, it won't choke you, it'll just tear off your neck and you'll be okay. Yeah, well, that's good, it won't kill you, but where'd your piece of gear go? Where'd your kit go? Your gear that you're betting your life on. So no, I don't do that. It's always got my survival knife always on my hip, always on my belt, and my everyday use for all small cutting tasks and everything like that. bk14 right front pocket, always there. bk2 always on my hip. So let me take these two things out real quick and show you what I've done to it. Okay, well, I'll start with the bk2 since that is what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me turn the light on here. There we go, much better. Okay, bk2, just a piece of OD green paracord through it. Tech lock modification. That nylon belt loop is junk. I agree with 99.9% of people on YouTube and the internet when that nylon belt strap is garbage. Throw it out. Well, no, don't throw it out. I changed my mind. What I actually did with mine was I took a pair of pliers, okay, and where that nylon strap is riveted onto this plastic piece here, I just took those pliers and pinched the lips of those rivets and crushed them, and horizontal and vertical, and then they fall right out, all three. That way what I'm left with is that piece of nylon strap with 3 holes in it. Now what that allows me to do is, if it's cold out and I'm wearing wintertime clothes, this thing, hold on, sorry, it rides high on your belt, okay? So, look, I've got a hoodie here, bigger jackets and stuff, it's just going to be ungodly uncomfortable with it. So now I'm able to take the hardware that came with the tech lock and I can pull the tech lock off, put the nylon belt strap on, if it's going to be a situation where I'm going to be wearing, you know, a big heavy jacket or lots of layers or something like that, and I want to go digging through all those layers to get my knife out. Okay, sorry about that. I had a phone call. I'm doing all this on my iPhone right now. I haven't had a chance to replace my camera yet, but okay, I did a video of the bk2 when I first got it, called Up Close and Personal. Now, it looks a little bit different from that now. Not from me just stripping the paint off of it and going crazy with it and all that, which, you know, that's what some people like to do. I thought I was going to do that, but, you know, when I got it, I was actually pretty pleased with, I mean, I wasn't so dissatisfied that I wanted to strip everything off and go running and replacing the handles. I don't know if it's just me or what, but haven't jumped on that whole micarta bandwagon deal where these handles are garbage and we go grab the micarta scales immediately, and, you know, these are comfortable handles. I mean, even if they get wet and slick, I mean, the way these palm swells are and the pommel, and I mean, the way it's flared out right there, this knife is not going to come out of your hands. And that's what a lanyard's for. If I absolutely feel like I just cannot hold on to this knife, I just put my daggum hand through it, and you know, good to go. It's not coming off. You know, I can grab down there, do my chopping. Everybody's seen all the videos that everybody does with them. But anyway, so all I've done is really convex the edge. Let's see if I don't know if this will pick it up or not, but convex the edge on it. You can see where, you know, I've been using it. I've batoned a couple things with it, not real crazy. There's enough deadfall and stuff around me. I'm in East Texas, and, you know, the piney woods and all that. So, I mean, deadfall all around me. I could go 10 feet and find fat wood almost everywhere. So, I'm not in a big need to baton through stuff and get to dry stuff. I mean, I can pretty much get a fire going with a big lighter and a piece of fat wood, which that is my number one method for starting fire, is a big lighter. You know, don't use your ferro rod if you don't have to, because it's not you know, you're scraping away material that's not going to come back, and eventually you've got to buy another ferro rod, save it for emergencies. But anyway, so yeah, that's all I've really done to it, is convex the edge on it, put a piece of paracord through for a lanyard, and, you know, taking these scales off and made sure it was good and oiled underneath. Keep it oiled, and, you know, the edge will be fine. Heck, as long as you're using it, the edge is going to be fine. You know, I didn't get this to be a safe queen. I'm not just going to keep it locked up and bring it out and look at it every day and just bask in its glory and then put it back up, you know, and wipe all the dust off of it. No, Ethan Becker designed these to be working knives. And, you know, when he looks at one of his products and it looks brand new, like it ain't never been used, you know, that's not what he intended for. He intended for you to get out in the woods and use these things. But yeah, so you can see where I've been using it, the finish is actually holding up really well. And yeah, it does give some drag through wood, but in 3 months you can see I haven't put no sandpaper to this or anything. This is strictly use, and it is smoothing out and getting kind of a glossy look to it, and it goes through wood a lot easier now than it did when I first got it. Yeah, some finishes coming off right there at the edge, but that probably has something to do with me convexing it too. But anyway, enough about that. And the sheath, of course. But we'll come here now to the second part of my knife system here. BK14, everybody knows about these too. You can see it is the upgraded sheath that's had the glass taken out of it. You know, the ones with the Tanto shape in the sheath, those are the sheaths with the glass in the mix, and those are the sheaths that will dull your knife. Have not had any issue with this at all, dulling my knife. And let's look at it. You can see the finish is actually holding up pretty well on it too. I've used this every single day for about a month now, and haven't convex the edge or anything. It still has the 15-degree edge angle. I do maintain it on a fine ceramic stone. I've never had to put anything coarse to it yet. Did pick up the scales. That to me was a must, even though I wear a size medium glove. This thing was just, it was uncomfortable. I mean, it was usable, but when you could get 2 scales for $13, 2 sets, why not? I mean, now this thing it just disappears in your hand and just melts into your hand, and it really completes it real nice. I don't know what much to say about it besides, my fine work, small notching, carving, anything of that nature. This knife works like a dream. I could not. This thing goes through wood and material like butter. It's a combination of that full flat grind, that 15-degree edge angle. This thing is just a champ at processing, some wood and doing some fine carving, cutting rope. I mean, let's see here. It'll be hard to do holding my phone, but let's see if I can get this in frame. I don't know if it'll pick it up or not. Well, it kind of picks it up. There you go. You can see, shaving sharp. And like I said, I've used this knife every single day for a month on something or another, whether it's carving, cutting open a package, cutting zip ties, straps, rope. I mean, everything that you would use your EDC blade for, I've used it. And like I said, just nothing but maintaining it on a fine ceramic stone, and this thing is held up wonderfully. Still shaving sharp, just like it was when it came out of the box, shaving sharp. Now that's it pretty much for these two. Now it will vary. Sometimes I will throw an extra folding knife in my pocket or something like that, but for the most part, this, if you see me out, this is what I'm always have everywhere. I live in Texas, like I said. State law is 5.5-inch blade. Anything 5.5 inches or less, you're good to go. Everybody knows the bk2 has a 5.25-inch blade, so I'm good to go. No problems here. Like I said, this one I actually keep in my right front pocket, and just like that, disappears beautifully in the pocket. I mean, you can hardly even make out the outline of it in my pocket. It's, if I'm just walking, you don't know what that is. Like I said, if I need it, boom, right there, grab that piece of paracord, and out it comes. So, anyway, just a quick follow-up on this bk2 here, a little 3-month review. I'm so happy with it. It holds up to all its claims. If you've got a big, thick, overbuilt knife like this, 1/4-inch thick, high carbon steel, such as the bk2, the SE5, Timberline Skinner, or I believe that's what it's called. Anything like that, you get what I'm saying. Use it. Go out in the woods, have fun, have a blast. Use it, man. Just beat on the thing, thump on it. You're not going to break it. And if you break this knife doing something like that, send it to KWAR. You're going to get a brand new one back. No questions asked. I believe the only thing they don't cover is if you just let it rust away, and then the damage comes from the rust. They leave it up to you to keep it oiled and maintain it like you should. Same with this, little bk14. If you're using it like you should be, they're not going to have any issue at all replacing it. But that was just a quick little update and something new here. I will go over this more in depth. But for right now, I will see y'all on the next one, and get out there in the woods and use these things, have fun. And, I don't know, I'm really out of things to say now, so I guess I'll see y'all later.